was 36% of the teachers that participated in that study said that they had used one, either Edmodo or Moodle. And of those teachers, they either strongly agreed or agreed that it helped them be a better teacher and more effective. Okay, now this was for all the teachers, just the teachers, not the CTAE director included in this. But you can see I will use Edmodo in the future. 3 disagreed, but everybody else either strongly agreed or agreed. Nobody strongly disagreed, which is interesting. Overall, Edmodo helped, overall, for everybody, they felt that only 2 disagreed that overall it would help teachers be more effective in the classroom. The majority felt that it was, and there again, nobody felt that it strongly disagreed. Okay, teacher obstacles. The lack of general knowledge. Nobody said that was a factor. And starting out, I just had this preconceived notion that would be. So no one felt that it wouldn't improve learning. I mean, everybody felt that it was a valid tool, a technological tool. Lack of time was the biggest by far. You can see 2 people felt that there were no obstacles for them to use it. Lack of computers and equipment problems and liking and training were all kind of similar. And that also, in the interview, was really strongly brought about by all 3 that were interviewed. And allowing students to be able to turn in assignments from home over the internet or anywhere. They could even turn in something from their phone if they're able to do that. And then everything else, discussion, as the literature shows, which was kind of interesting. Discussion shows the lowest here, and being able to poll, give quizzes, and grades were a couple of people thought those would be valuable tools. Okay, so wrapping up with the discussion, Edmodo was found to be a great effective tool, but barriers did exist that teachers felt would keep them from using Edmodo. Some barriers were evident through observation of the many workshops, such as lack of time, not attending, verbal comments. But I will say this, a lot of teachers had duties after school. They were working with students after school. There were cheerleading was going on, track was going on, and lots of different sports where teachers are very involved in the school. And so you can't just say that it was a lack of interest when teachers did not show up, but it also is a little bit of a concern, when you put an opportunity out there, and I mean, I think the lack of time really showed when they weren't able to come to the workshop. Okay, next slide. This demonstrated how difficult it is to implement a new technology, even when that technology might help eliminate some of the barriers, such as lack of time. Okay, and then the CTAE director felt, go to the next slide and see if it's on there. Here it is. He felt that the solution might be to mandate professional development and then follow up with evaluation. He felt that was, because I asked him, I said, what do you feel like the solution is? To getting this technology, teachers to use this technology. So, My take on this is that any professional development that is given should be time efficient. Really either give the professional development online so teachers can use it at their own when it's best suits them, or just absolutely make sure that it's on task and using minimal time, teacher time. Online options should be used when appropriate. Provide choices for technology. Really see exactly what teachers need. Which I'm new here at this school. We may very well be doing that. Choose wisely tools such as Edmodo that eliminates the largest barriers. What are the largest barriers? Let's choose technology that eliminates those. And then the reference. So I just put all my references. Do you have any questions, Dr. Willard?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say this. First of all, I think you did a good job. You know, I certainly see some areas that, as far as implementing Edmodo, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is that I hate that only 12 people showed up. And I hate that. And I think, you hit the nail right on the head. There's a lot of stuff going on after school, because I know on that particular day I was coaching, and I know other people were too. And that only gets at, a small part of the issue. I think, and I don't know very much at all about Edmodo. Since you brought it to my attention, I've learned a little bit more about it, through talking with folks about it. And, I see it as a tool that could be valuable in our classrooms. And, in looking at the CTAE folks who came, yeah, I think it'd be valuable in their classrooms, but they have a whole different way of doing things. Like if you look at Mayfield or Lynn, when they're teaching specific skills with specific equipment, well, Edmodo's probably not the way for them to go.
Right.
Same thing in health doc or drafting. Hickey's class could certainly utilize it quite a bit. But I see the strength that some of our other classes could do with it. So
getting instructional materials to kids that are sick.
Yeah. And one of the things, Lori, that I'd like to pull you in on the more we get going with it, we are in the midst of looking at adding a virtual school component to Catoosa County Schools. Mm-hmm. And that's something that Terry and I are working with the superintendent on. That's something we're big advocates of here at LFO, and we're striving to get a pilot program done here at our school. Edmodo could be part of that solution. So what I'd like to do, is look at this whole Edmodo piece and try to get some professional development on it. I'd like to see all of our faculty go through it. I'd be willing to lobby for getting you a sub one day and running our whole faculty through it on their planning periods. And using that guideline of having it efficient. Mm-hmm. I think it's something that could really be utilized here.
I chose this. I could have done this on anything.
Sure.
And I chose it because it is so easy for teachers to use. The kids can they log themselves in with the code. The teacher does not have to log every single student in. But it's 5 minutes. They're in the class. Can you attest to that? You set it up?
Yes.
It's just that alone is worth so much. It just saves so much time. And
similar to the social media venues they're using now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Similar.
Exactly. It looks just like Facebook.
Yeah.
What would be the advantage? I've been through the Moodle training. I didn't make this training, but you've been through both, haven't you? What's the differences between the Moodle and the Edmodo?
very similar. The Moodle training I did last year.
Yeah, we did that
and
last year.
When I did it, I never implemented that, but once Lori brought this to my attention, I went in right away and I got my classes set up. But I'm the type of person that needs a little bit more time to kind of dig in and really see exactly what I'm doing. So I haven't actually utilized it to all the extent that Lori does, but I definitely do plan to do that just as soon as I can.
I just wonder if it's more user-friendly or...
I think it's very user-friendly.
Yeah.
I think
I've used both. I have used, it's been a few years since I've used Moodle, but I actually did a whole lesson on Moodle, set up a module. And Edmodo it's free. I would have used Moodle, but we don't have an account anymore.
Right.
Did they shut down our Moodle account?
They would, we only have so many, like 25, 29, and they're not letting us add any more accounts.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. That's not something I really know about. But Edmodo's the way to go. I mean, I have
free.
Yeah, and that's the driving force, you know. We're all about free here in public education.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'd like to do, Lori. Just throw
It was 36% of the teachers that participated in that study said that they had used one, either Edmodo or Moodle. And of those teachers, they either strongly agreed or agreed that it helped them be a better teacher and more effective. Okay, now this was for all the teachers, just the teachers, not the CTAE director included in this. But you can see I will use Edmodo in the future. 3 disagreed, but everybody else either strongly agreed or agreed. Nobody strongly disagreed, which is interesting. Overall, Edmodo helped, overall, for everybody, they felt that only 2 disagreed that overall it would help teachers be more effective in the classroom. The majority felt that it was, and there again, nobody felt that it strongly disagreed. Okay, teacher obstacles. The lack of general knowledge. Nobody said that was a factor. And starting out, I just had this preconceived notion that would be. So, no one felt that it wouldn't improve learning. I mean, everybody felt that it was a valid tool, a technological tool. Lack of time was the biggest by far. You can see 2 people felt that there were no obstacles for them to use it. Lack of computers and equipment problems and liking and training were all kind of similar.